What can we learn from Israel's complaints in the wilderness? Imagine walking through a desert 4 days with no food or water and still questioning if God will provide. That's exactly what happened to the Israelites during their journey from Egypt. Their complaints in the wilderness are more than just grumbling. They reveal deep truths about human nature and faith. When we look at these stories in the book of Exodus, we see patterns that are still relevant today. Despite witnessing miracles like the parting of the Red Sea and being freed from slavery, the Israelites quickly doubted God's ability to care for them. They complained about not having enough water and food, even longing for the meat and bread they had in Egypt. This shows how easy it is to forget God's past acts of faithfulness when faced with new difficulties. It's a reminder that doubt can creep in even after clear signs of God's power. Their complaints also highlight a lack of gratitude. Instead of recognizing God's hand in providing manna from heaven, they focused on what they lacked. They blamed Moses and Aaron for their hardships, forgetting that these leaders were appointed by God. This pattern teaches us to remember and thank God for His daily provisions, especially during tough times. The complaints reveal another lesson about patience. The Israelites wanted quick solutions and immediate comfort. But God's plan involved a long process of testing and shaping them during their 40 years of wandering. Their impatience and rebellion delayed their journey into the Promised Land. It shows how resisting God's timing can hinder spiritual growth and fulfillment of His promises. Despite their repeated grumbling, God remained patient and continued to provide. He guided them with grace, showing that His patience is greater than human faults. However, persistent unbelief had consequences, teaching us that faith and trust are essential in our walk with God. Looking at these stories today, we learn to trust God's promises even when circumstances seem difficult. Practicing gratitude helps us remember God's past faithfulness. Submitting to His timing keeps us from rushing ahead of His plan. Recognizing that complaints often stem from doubt encourages us to choose faith instead. Relying on God's daily provision reminds us that He cares for us one day at a time. In the end, Israel's complaints in the wilderness teach us about the importance of faith, patience, and gratitude. They show that even when we struggle, God's grace and guidance are always present. These stories reminded us to trust in God's plan and provision, knowing He is faithful to lead us through every challenge.